All right, folks, welcome on back here this Wednesday morning, August 16th. Happy Forno Wednesday, Andrea. I'm wearing your Forno Cultura shirt right now. Love to have it. Fits well. And great to see all of us here inside our live trading room. Yehuda, Sam, Barbara, Bill, Kathleen, Donald, Grant, as always, Chris, Thomas, Leda, John from before, Wayne, and all of our students here. Let me know, folks, if you could hear me loud and clear. Should be good to go right now. My cave right now, my home office. Need better lighting. It's also crappy outside. So right now in Florida, it's about a downpour by me, so I always get some good sunlight out there, but not today. Great to have all of us back on social media. Once again, subbing in for Fausto. He will be back next week, just still on vacation. Hey, rightfully so. And with that, it has been a slow pre-market morning. We've had a great pre-market all throughout this week, just Monday and yesterday, but then today, really, I mean, just things were pretty dry. So let's go over a few things that failed to move. Failed to move is really the phrase that we'll cover here. DLO to begin, just in pre-market here, popped from after hours yesterday off of earnings. I think they may have even raised their guidance or reaffirmed their guidance. And hey, you'd figure at some point this could make a nice pop or move. And that still could be the case for when the market opens up. But this stock just had bad liquidity. So it was on our pre-market list, but I was hoping for the order book to fill in more, and it really didn't. So, hey, for right now, for the morning watch list, for the opening bell, I'll slip DLO back on there. But again, I definitely hope that the order book fills in more. For a dollar stock, $1.31 stock, BHAT, Blue Hat. I don't know what the company does. I honestly didn't even care to check the news, just with us trying to find a few different trades in pre-market. Hey, if it's up decent, if it's trading 100,000 shares or 50, 80,000 shares by pre-market, okay, well, there's a good chance that this can make a nice pop or run at that point, right? So BHAT, I don't know. It looks like there's some prints that came in here at 8:49 in the morning. I see here, right? But honestly, I don't know if my chart's whacked out or what, but I only see data from 8 o'clock just in terms of the 1 minute chart. Let me ask for all of us here, Michael. I got a couple Michaels there. Michael B, Michael D, Sam, Andre, Roger, all of us here. What do you folks have on your chart here for BHAT? Do you see anything? Because I've been calling this out because it hasn't really been moving, or at least from my view, it hasn't. What do you folks have? Samsung Fausto chose a great week for vacation, perhaps, and certainly really the middle of August is just about the best time. But we've had a great week thus far. Today has just been really, really dead. Man, I'm looking on Bookmap right now for this BHAT. Yeah, I got nothing here as well. Shows like at least some sort of activity from 8 o'clock onward. All right, 2 days in a row that we're doing this, folks. How about this? Are we going right back to NASDAQ Halt website right now? We're going to check this out. Is this halted out of nowhere? I don't know. I'm going to figure this out in just a second here, so bear with me. Nope. No halt so far on BHAT. Wacky chart, though, from TradeStation. So Michael says BHAT went from 105 to 141. Well, that's what the early chart shows from 5 o'clock in the morning. That's there on the chart for me. But, yeah, a little weird there. I just realized that now. So, hey, I'll slip this on the morning list, the watch list, we'll call it, because we're not going to necessarily trade this right out the gate. And certainly if there's no activity on it, or if there appears to be no activity on it, then we're not going to at the end of the day. So we'll slip it on at the very bottom for right now. But this is kind of what I'm talking about here. There hasn't been a whole lot of opportunity early this morning in pre-market. Rigetti, RGTI, another stock that we thought could have made a move this morning. It was up percentage-wise in pre-market here, but even early, it was making a double top. It failed to break higher. So you're hopeful for it to run again, but it hasn't yet. So that's been an issue. Target, hey, it's expensive, but you know what? When we're at the bottom of the barrel, when we're really itching for a stock to call out, then we'll go more expensive. So Target, coming off earnings here, ended up dropping off after 8 o'clock. Just before I made the shout in the room, over time, it wasn't for immediate term, but for across the morning, in the event where Target tends to hold higher lows and especially over 134, strong support from early in pre-market this morning. Well, if it could hold over that again, then there's a better chance for it to try and run. So here, at least it tried, but then failed and then pulled back. Well, if it can't get back above there again here by the time the market opens up, be careful for a gap fill or a potential gap fill for it to try and break lower at least. Hey, again, Target, I'll put on our main watch list for right now as well, kind of towards the bottom with the BHAT trade. What was that last one? We had a couple more, right? Michael says bad guidance from TGT though. Oh, if that's the case, what they have like good sales, but then they ended up lowering their guidance. Michael, is that what happened? I didn't check the earnings report in full, but the fact that they were up, you figure they beat or the revenue beat. But if it's bad guidance on top, that actually is not good. So that could actually lead to a potential gap fill there. It could be a good short. And hey, if you don't trade the stock, you could buy the puts on it should that happen. NIO, this actually was on our list for the right reason, as far as it was down percentage wise. The markets were down early. So I figured, all right, well, there's a chance if the markets keep going lower in pre-market here, why not follow a short like NIO? So in this case, it didn't really make that lower low yet, but we were looking for that drop. It hasn't happened yet there. I don't mind slipping this on the side list for right now. I'll come back to this just at the very tail end of this meeting. I'll likely slip it on our main list. The DCTH. This one I was more speculative about in terms of pre-market here. It was trending up a little bit after 8 o'clock, but I'll tell you, the liquidity just was bad. It's still pretty bad here right now in pre-market. Just 100 shares here. You got your Fausto 1 share, comment right there. He always says, just trade 1 share. Just trade 1 share of the stock, right? Well, when the stock has this thin liquidity across the whole order book, it kind of means that there's really not much smart money, not much big money trading the stock right now. So I like this stock. I like the news that came out on this stock. You don't want to fall in love with news, right? So I'm going to hold myself to just that. And if it fails to break higher once the market opens, then I'm going to move on. So I'm going to put this on the main list. I mean, all of them but NIO, we actually put on the main watch list to begin here so far. We're looking for that better move. So it didn't happen in pre-market so far, but we got plenty of time, right? Let's go over a few trades at least otherwise that we're moving in pre-market here. We were trying to call out a few more stocks. We were talking on Target how on a day like today, when we're at the bottom of the barrel with like call outs and scanning, we'll go a little higher in price. So we had Target. We'll get to Coinbase right now as well. So Coinbase, Chris called out just on the pop-up before here. Trying to move back up again. It's right around 5%. I don't mind putting this on our main watch list right now, just given the activity. It's definitely going to be pretty thinly traded. So just be careful of that. But, on the opposite side of that, actually, Target and Coin, well, folks, I was calling out this damn GSMG all morning after Rich showed it inside the trading room. I'm on a coaching call with Charles, one of our students here, and man, we are like really struggling to find a move. Like at 8 o'clock, 8:15, and I don't want to waste your time on a coaching call. Trust me, that is my biggest concern when I'm on a call. So I'm with him like, Charles, I'm so sorry. I got you in right now. Wednesday morning, 8 o'clock, this should be great. It was so slow. So with that in mind, we were really trying to itch for a trade, and we're looking at this damn GSMG. That's why you see the fib levels there. That's why you see a white line here, which actually is like a doji at 65 cents. There is still a chance for this to try and pop up much more. So we'd called it out off the initial pop-up, but when it was up over 100+%, we knew it was going to pull back. Holding over $1 was not really in play unless if it was meant to push up to $2, $2.50 over time here in pre-market. And, when it's starting off at 40, 45, 50 cents perhaps early, it's a tough bargain. It's something tough to ask for. So once it started to break under the 23.6 or whatever that is, this blue, I'm like, all right, we're probably going to get the drop to 78 here. And from there, I took a trade, took a 5-cent loss or 4-cent loss on it, and then it pulled back. And now here at this point, I'm looking for the move back up. I was calling out 65 cents ultimately. I didn't think it would really hold off the lower fib. I'll even delete those for right now. Really, I was just more focused on 65 cents as my next level of support. So earlier in the chat board, I'll try and get this up for all of us. Just if you're joining us on social media right now, actually, we always stress you to join our live trading room. Just test us out for a week. Just over time here, these were all the call outs that I made on the GSMG all throughout pre-market. So we were saying it has support right around that fib level at 78 cents. It broke lower. From there, next support was 65 cents. So that's really what I was kind of focused on throughout the pre-market here. I know it looks flat right now. It's a stock below $1. We normally don't trade stocks below $1. I'm going to come back to this here at the very end of this meeting. We'll see where it's at. And if it ends up trending up a lot more from this point, then I'll definitely be inclined to put it on our watch list. For right now, we'll pass. And with that, we'll kind of just go through here. NVOS cheapie, we're going to skip over this, and all the other cheapies we're probably going to just skip over. As I just said that, I click on Sun, a 39-cent stock. All right, let's keep going here. Let's see if there's anything within our price range normally that we could focus on. Now, if Fausto's watching, I got to talk about Cava. So I don't want to get fired. No, I'm teasing that. So Cava had a pop in the after hours. I think it was earnings related. Let me just double check. Fausto is really honing in on this as a swing trade over the last month or so. I need to touch base with him when he gets back from vacation, just because I don't remember if he's still in or if where he's in from. If so, Cava shares trading higher after the company reported better than expected Q2 results. Price target up to 45 from Morgan Stanley. It's kind of like typical headlines off of earnings news out there. You'll get the report, you'll get a couple analysts out there with the ratings, whatever it may be. So it led to a nice little move up to begin. It's more of a swing trade that we'll put on our watch list for right now. So, I'll slip it on there for any of you folks following Fausto on the swing. I don't think the order book's going to be liquid enough for a great day trade. You got better stocks that are as expensive or, a little bit more expensive that are worth your time as a day trade today, like Coinbase and Target. So, Cava is a swing trade recommendation. It's something to definitely keep an eye on with good earnings here. All right, so what else do we have here? A little water break in between. I got my big water jugs getting delivered today, hopefully sooner than later. We're all out. So what else do we have here? We got Coinbase on our list already. Yang is a Chinese ETF. You got yin and yang. So otherwise, not much else that looks good that I see. The NU stock that was trying to inch up earlier but reversed and pulled back. At this point now, definitely we're going to move on from it. Chuck's Cold ETF. I'm sure he's a fan of it, seeing up 3+% right now. But, more as a swing trade, perhaps you could focus on that. It's kind of similar to the Cava price-wise, liquidity-wise. All right, so let's hop over to the losers list here, see if there's anything looking just as good. It's like, really, I'll tell you, right now, there isn't really one stock from our watch list that utterly stands out that I'm saying this stock is at the very top. So, they're all there for a reason. They're all tradable, obviously. Wouldn't put them on there if they weren't. But let's just see if there's something even better as a short or whatnot. I'll tell you what, this might be easy to say. It looks easy to say. This stock made a dead cat bounce just across the pre-market. Looks like it could have been a great trade. Let me ask you folks, are you really that confident in buying a stock that's down off of bad news, that's like down like 14, 15%, 20%? Hey, the more a stock drops, the more I'm interested in that dead cat bounce. Like, hey, if it's down 65%, it's like, shoot, like it drops so much. When's it going to bounce, right? Well, here in pre-market, yeah, if it was down that much, 40%, 50, 60, maybe. But, when it's down like 20%, 18%, I'm not like looking at that as a dead cat bounce. So the news on core COHR here, let's see, trading lower after the company reported Q4 results and provided below consensus Q1 and fiscal year 24 outlook. Doesn't sound good. So it was saying that, hey, it led to a great squeeze if you gambled and jumped in, or hell, if there was a level that you looked at and it was strong, and if you took it on small size, I'm happy it worked out for you, honestly. But it was just something that we weren't expecting. We're not like really sinking our teeth into that at 8 o'clock, expecting it to move up to 42. So, if you sit here and like, oh man, I missed this. I missed it too. Yeah, old Josh here missed it too, because by the time I checked it out at 8:30, it was already at 38, $39. It's like, all right, well, I missed the boat there. All right, move on. So yeah, I'm going to put it on our list as a short. Looks like it rounded off here. Lower highs around 42-ish or under, and it could be a great short, especially if the order book fills in more. All right, so as I delicately just look through the losers list right now, seeing if there's anything else left. NEO, I kind of put on the side list. I didn't really fully commit to it. And at this point now, if the markets do break lower, I like that thought. It's down, enough for me to consider it. If there are other stocks from our side list down as much, I'd put it on our list too. But NEO is down the most out of all of our like side list stocks here. It's on the losers list right now, down over 5%. Mike says TSEM a little flat, but down big. So let's take a look. Yeah, it is down big. Well, down 11%, but big gap. That's a natural gap. So there's a chance to where this may look to, squeeze up a tiny amount first. Not because it's down enough percentage-wise, but that's a legitimate gap there. So, let's see if it ends up kind of breaking lower first. Then we'll think otherwise. Let's follow the trend ultimately. I like this. I'm going to put this on our list for right now, Mike. TSEM. Hopefully the order book fills in like we've been saying on a lot of these trades. So, same to be said here. Let me know what you got here, folks, for all of us on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc. Also, for all of us on YouTube, especially check us out tomorrow. We have a couple of big events tomorrow. I know that we have Traders Accounting, a big presentation from them on CTU's end right now on our YouTube channel. So make sure that you subscribe right to our YouTube right there, just with the QR code on the top left. And then after that, actually, I'll be doing kind of a side-by-side webinar right after Traders Accounting. So much like Fausto does an introductory to day trading webinar each and every week. Well, you got the Josh version of it. So we're actually going to be doing a little bit of live market, going through a few different trades and really showing you the basics of how to follow level 3, level 4, just like the man himself does. So that's all for tomorrow. Look forward to that. Mike says Octo, and I saw Octo earlier myself. Ain't looking too good now. Popped up before, and I called it out off the pop, and it doesn't look as good to show you now at this point. But if you could picture it, if you could picture that these green volume bars weren't here at the time, and just really at 130 right there. Look at this pop back up, Mike. Not a bad pop. Looking bad just before, but earlier I was just going to say, if it wasn't going to hold over 135 earlier, I was led to believe we were going to get this dump. So after it was called out, unfortunately, that's what happened. Nice timely pop, Michael. Nice timely pop. Back up to the VWAP for right now. We're on a day where we're itching for a stock to try and make a move. It's well timed, right? It's up over 15% or whatnot. Good liquidity. I like the liquidity. You sold me. Well, that pop sold me. That pop sold me. Good timing on that. All right. So let me know if there's anything else, folks. Up, down, left, right, more than 5% you'd want me to look at. Current time is 9:18. We got about T-minus 12 minutes before the open. HKD. It's going to be like a pop and drop. I feel that trade. So I'll slip it on our watch list. We got a big list, folks. And when we have a big list, that either means that we have a ton of really, really, really good things that are active, or a bunch of really, really mediocre things that we want to be great. And we're just trying to force it out there. Not force it, but we're trying to hope for it. Like HKD, nice little pop. So, of course, we'll put it on our list with that in mind. But this has been a pop and drop stock since it made this historic move for us back in 21 or 22 it was. Lose track of my years. So Mike says, will SE and HE continue their fall? So that's another good call there, Michael. So yeah, from yesterday more so. Yesterday, SE made a huge drop. It was a great short in the morning. Chopped around in the afternoon, wanted it to break down lower, and broke lower here this morning. Is it possible that could be a great trade? Certainly. We're going to keep it on the side list for right now. Normally, we're going to stick to the stocks up or down like that 5% plus, but this is on the top of my side list, both of these trades. So if we're kind of like looking for like the sixth man, like kind of first man off the bench type thing, yeah, the SE and the HE both kind of like right there. So we got a big list already. I'm going to stick with those since they're up or down a little bit more. Perhaps more eyeballs can catch on to those trades once the market opens up, and then we'll see with these on the side. So not a bad shout from Mike there. All right, folks, hey, we're going to finish up for right now. So once again, if you wanted to join us inside our live trading room, continue our audio commentary for the next 60 minutes, the next hour, just for all of us on our stream right now. If you're fancy with your phone, just whip out your camera, scan that QR code on the top left right there. If you're not as fancy with your phone, go right down to that link on the green banner below as it's scrolling right down on the bottom, www.ctu.co/trial. We look forward to seeing you there. And for all of us there right now, just give me a quick water break here. Got to fill up just a little bit, and I'll be back on coming up for the opening bell. Talk to you all soon. Happy 4-0 Wednesday, Andrea.